There's something quietly magnetic about the way certain people carry a scent like a second personality. You don't always notice it immediately. It doesn't announce itself loudly. But somehow, when the conversation turns to fragrance, to the particular smell someone chooses to wrap themselves in before stepping into the world, you learn something about them that an interview question could never quite reach. And when Kat Deeley sat down on Good Morning Britain and started talking about the scent she's been reaching for this summer, something in the way she described it stopped viewers mid-scroll. She called it Spritzy. She called it clean. And somehow, those two words said everything. Now, for anyone who's followed Kat Deeley across the years, from presenting floors in the early 2000s to the warmth she brings to the GMB sofa now, there's always been something effortless about her. Not effortless in the way that feels rehearsed or performed, but genuinely, almost frustratingly natural. Like she wandered into television and simply decided to stay because it suited her. And when she speaks about something as personal as fragrance, that same ease comes through. There's no performance in it. No brand deal energy. Just someone sharing a small, real piece of the daily life. And that's precisely what made viewers pay attention. Because in a media landscape absolutely saturated with celebrity product moments, the carefully lit Instagram posts, the genuinely obsessed captions, the gifted disclosures stacked underneath, there's something that registers differently when a presenter sits on a morning sofa and describes a scent the way Kat did. Casually, warmly, like she's telling a friend rather than an audience. Many viewers who caught the segment noted that quality immediately. It didn't feel like a recommendation. It felt like a confession. Think about what the word Spritzy actually does to a listener. It's not clinical. It's not the language of a fragrance house press release. It bounces. It has texture. You can almost feel the lightness of it, something citrus adjacent, something that evaporates quickly and leaves you cooler for having worn it. And clean carries its own emotional weight, especially in summer, especially in the kind of British summer that can't quite decide whether it wants to commit to the warmth it's been promising since April. A clean scent in that context isn't just an aesthetic choice. It's almost aspirational. It's the smell of somewhere sunnier, somewhere easier. Some people watching felt that Kat's description tapped into something larger, this collective summer longing that tends to settle over British audiences around this time of year. The hope that this will be the season that actually delivers. The small rituals we reach for to manufacture that feeling when the weather refuses to cooperate. A particular fragrance becomes part of that ritual. You spray it on and something in your brain decides it's warm enough. It's holiday adjacent. It's the version of summer you carry with you regardless of what the clouds are doing outside. What's also worth noticing, and this is the kind of detail that tends to get lost in the headline, is how the conversation around this moment spread afterward. Social media has a particular relationship with celebrity fragrance recommendations that's almost sociological in its patterns. There's an immediacy to it. People want to know the name. People want to find it. People want to own the same small piece of whatever calm or confidence they perceive in the person who recommended it. It almost seemed as though viewers weren't just interested in the scent itself, but in what it represented, that particular version of Kat Deeley's summer, the lightness of it, the ease. And Kat, to her credit, has always had that quality. She doesn't oversell. She doesn't lean into the moment in a way that makes you feel marketed to. There's a generosity in the way she shares things, a sense that she's genuinely offering something rather than performing the offering. Viewers have responded to that quality throughout her career, and it was visible again here. The moment appeared to hint at something that morning television does best when it's working properly: genuine human connection, dressed up as light entertainment. It's also worth sitting with the idea of what fragrance means as a topic on morning television specifically. It's intimate in a way that politics and current affairs simply aren't. You can debate policy across a table and remain fundamentally unknowable. But describe a scent you love, describe the specific feeling you want a fragrance to give you, and you've offered something real. Something personal. Kat didn't just tell viewers what she smells like this summer. She told them something about who she wants to be this summer. Spritzy, clean, light, present. There's a possibility that's exactly why the segment lingered the way it did. Why people mentioned it afterward. Why those two words, Spritzy, clean, kept resurfacing in comments and posts throughout the day. Because it was specific, and specificity, in a world of curated vagueness, feels almost radical. Good Morning Britain at its best is full of moments like this. Moments where the conversation turns unexpectedly personal, where a presenter lets you in just far enough to feel like you know them, where the studio softens around the edges and something genuine breaks through the surface. This was one of those moments. Small, yes. Quietly significant, absolutely. Because here's the thing about a summer scent recommendation from someone like Deeley. It travels. It finds its way into bathroom cabinets and travel bags and the back pockets of decisions made at a perfume counter on a lunch break. It becomes part of someone else's summer ritual. And that's not nothing. That's the quiet, underestimated power of a morning television presenter in a good conversation on an ordinary Tuesday. The ability to reach through the screen and change something small about how someone experiences their day. What did you think when you watched that moment? Did it send you searching? Did it bring a particular summer to mind? A smell, a feeling, a version of the season you were hoping to recapture? Drop it in the comments. Because sometimes the most interesting conversations don't start with breaking news. Sometimes they start with the word Spritzy, and just go from there.